Okay, again, I call to order the Nesco Community Plan Steering Subcommittee meeting of Monday, January 5th, 2026. And welcome. And that might be Lynn right there. So,
It is.
all right. Hi, Lynn. Happy New Year.
Ha- Well, Happy New Year to you all. And while we're talking, I will not be taking minutes yet because I'm trying to get my new laptop to connect to the meeting, but I will
Okay.
get there eventually.
Okay. Well, I'll see if we can provide. Well, I did turn on the AI, so theoretically there's a transcript. Uh, but
Perfect.
anyway, we'll work with this. So first, I
Thank
would
you.
ask the members of the subcommittee to approve the agenda for today. May I get approval?
I approve.
Yes.
Okay, as do I. Agenda approved. And any review or edits to the minutes of December 8th, 2025, or can we approve these minutes as is?
I approve them as is. That was Lori.
Okay, I can see
Second.
that. Okay. Approval
And
by other.
yeah, okay. I just read them.
Okay, yeah, they're pretty brief. Okay, Guy, are you holding out or
Yeah,
are you?
no, that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right, the minutes have been approved by the members. Declaration of conflict of interest by subcommittee members. Any conflict of interest today?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
Lynn?
No.
Okay, thank you. No conflicts of interest by subcommittee members. All right, review of the newest draft.
All right, that's R34.
Yep,
I've got that. You want me to share? I can share.
okay.
And if you got a copy locally, Lynn, I'll try and make sure that I call out page and line numbers.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so you should see it on your screen.
We do.
Can
I've
you
saved it to R35, which is what we'll after
can you
this meeting.
can you blow it up, Tom?
Um,
Use the Zoom feature up on top.
okay, that's going to limit our.
Keep going. It's still, I mean, at least on my screen still fits.
Yeah, that's just about as much as I can do right there.
Okay, that's fine.
If you need
Okay.
you need a bigger screen, or
Well,
stop
Oh,
doing
he's
it.
not at home.
I'm on
He's
an iPad. Unfortunately,
Ah,
I'm traveling and I'm on an iPad, so
ah, I've never traveled, so I wouldn't know anything.
yeah. All right. I'm
Ah,
good.
okay, so I propose that we go through the things which are still pending and
Okay,
resolve them.
all right.
And so I'm going to do a next on the changes. That's just the editorial. I got it spaced. Okay. We have on page 12, beginning in line 22, we have some new text. People want a minute to look through that, see if they find anything objectionable, or you already decided.
I'll review it again. I didn't find anything first time I went through here.
Okay, we're looking through lines 22 through 33 is what's on the screen right now that we're looking at.
Should we read them since this is being recorded? Or does
Uh,
it matter?
we
Oh,
can, except we have the reference of, we're starting with R34 and this is creating R35. So if somebody's curious as to where we are,
All right, that's fine with me.
because you really don't want me to read these.
So really, we're reviewing lines 25 through
No.
30.
The
Well,
next page, 13, line
Yeah,
9.
well, we're doing it a chunk at a time because of screen limitations.
Oh,
So
okay.
everything up to the bullets, and then we'll look at the bullets.
So we're only looking at lines 22 and 23.
No,
22 through 33.
25 through
30.
33. Okay.
I would prefer, this is editorial, I would say Nesquin Village without the quotes on line 30.
Yeah, I'd go with Nesquin Village. Yeah. So Tom, if I have edits before this, should I just send those to you?
Um, yes, that would be best. Basically,
Okay.
what we're going to try to do is you're to send me the edits or the changes a couple of days before the meeting so that I can incorporate them.
Right. Well, I
Okay,
found these in
understand.
general.
In general, that's what we do.
Right.
We can go back and do that, but let's finish this right now.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm hearing no objections, and I'm going to get rid of the. Okay, so the bullets are the next thing.
I believe so.
Uh, line 35 through the next
So-
page, line 8.
Tom,
Yes.
quick question. Or maybe it's a question for Rand, but where is Sarah in the review process? Just as we go through this, it would be helpful to know, is she caught up with what's being done, or no, we're doing it and then we're sending it to her? What's our process here?
Okay, so you missed that part where I was kind of fumbling through that. I think Sarah is buried with other things right now. She's not responded to me, and she generally does. So I think she is covered over with lots of things for recovery from emergencies and that thing. That's my guess. So
Okay.
our general direction forward is we won't touch the policies, but we will put things around the policies. And then her idea was to come back and retrofit policies to what our text is, or else discuss
Got
with
it.
us why she can't. So I think we can be
Okay.
asynchronous for a while. We're obviously going to have
Yeah.
FaceTime with her, but I think we can make some progress now.
Yes, got it. Okay, thank you. That's all I need. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot that you didn't hear what we said before you were there.
Thank you. Thanks.
Guy, could you turn off your video?
Okay.
Just if as long as your hand's going to be over the camera, it's a bit distracting.
Disturbing.
Oh, you
Disturbing,
guys can
okay.
see that? Well,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
we'll just close. Everybody should just close any of the individual videos and just be looking at the document.
Well,
Well,
I
we
can
can
see
manage both. We can do both, whatever.
Why would you want to do both? Who cares about looking at Tom while he's
both.
talking? I can't.
Well, I
That's
can
what
look
you.
at general people who are looking
Stop me.
puzzled about what I'm saying, and I
All
like
right.
to
I
see
can't
it.
see. Am I off
Yeah,
now?
you're
Yeah.
off.
Okay.
So when you want to talk, though, it would be good to see your face. But
Oh
seeing
no,
seeing,
that's all right.
seeing your palm and your ring were
Well, I'm scrolling through the
You're
things here.
right,
That's
right. So that gets you in the camera.
it shows you I'm working. Come on.
okay. Well,
We believe you.
Actually,
you could turn your
I was
iPad.
playing Tetris on my other corner of the iPad, but
You could turn your iPad upside down, and this camera will be on the other side.
oh, there's an idea.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. So
Yeah. I think these are good points. Yeah.
I think there's only one. Is there only one county property in Nescoin
The big
County?
area in front of the dunes or
Yeah.
in the front of the dune.
Yeah. Well, in back of the dune, I guess. And depends on what side you're standing. Yeah. That the first fire hydrant to the second fire hydrant. Um, that's the only county property I know, and it's zoned recreation management. You could put a park there,
Yeah.
a play
So,
area.
I
so
think
people,
Sarah mentioned that there were a couple properties that the county got back for one reason or another that could
Oh,
possibly.
yeah,
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah,
great.
there were repossessions or whatever they would be.
Yeah, great.
I don't have no idea where they were, but she did mention when I think somebody scoffed that there was such a possibility, and she said, "Oh no, there are several that would need to be investigated."
Oh, all right.
I think I could be have fantasy about that, but I think that was true.
I believe I recall that statement as well. Can I just, what did NVS
Nescoin
mean?
Valley School. So maybe we should spell that out.
So I wrote these little items right in this section, and I was not sure that the words that I used were in the second sentence where it says examples of areas that could work well include. I wasn't positive those were the right words. I don't want like somebody, for instance, the store to say they can't just take my property away for a playground. If we wanted a playground, we would have done that ourselves or something like that. I just wanted to suggest the type of a place. I mean, that one would be ideal because it's right at the entrance to the village and it's across from the state wayside. But also, I'm not saying that um, like we would use eminent domain and take it over, but just that suggesting the types of things that could work. So if someone has a better word than examples of areas that could work well,
Well, I mean,
just think of,
they might choose to donate it. Who knows? That's word. I don't think that's offensive.
I
okay,
don't either. I think that works.
okay.
Okay. I think those are all working.
Um,
Okay, I just thought of a problem. It's logistic. If we start doing these in order, we're going to lose the page numbers and line numbers correspondence with what Lynn can see. In other words, I do an
Well,
accept on this, and then that eliminates two lines. That means we start getting off. The best way to do this is really to
so
go from the back forward.
Ah.
so Rand, just for I still am I apparently need to load some different software, so I'm working on that on the side. But I have a paper copy in front of me, so I don't worry about me keeping track of pages because I can do that without being on my computer.
Because what I call out as page number, line number will be different than what you have in front of you.
Yeah,
If we go
yeah.
from front to back. If you're okay with that, then I'm fine. Just want to make sure
If you
that
just give me a heading every now and then, it would help.
I'll give you
If
some.
there's a
Yeah, right now you will be off by about 2 lines. So what I propose to
okay,
do,
all right, perfect.
uh, what I propose to do now is, if no one objects, we should accept this.
I have is thinking about this a little more.
Okay.
Uh, the Nescoin Valley School mention is appropriate since I think Nescoin Valley School has even made a grant request to the community for funds to build play areas that could be used by the community. So the school is is totally invested in doing something. Uh, the store isn't. And I remember when, we first did the Saturday market, farmers market, and well, they wanted to do it on the lawn, and the people in the store were real upset about that.
Well,
That's
that
why it
was
got
Mike Herbal.
well, I know, but it just is an example of I think actually the current owners might have similar issues because they got during the summer, they got like people with picnic tables out there and everything. But
Okay.
I would just say I would add as another example the community, the county property uh, on is it Hawk Drive or Hawk Street going out? I never know which one.
Boy, I think we have to be careful before we do that. It's Kinnickinnick that runs all the way down there. And so that property currently is like behind people's houses.
Right.
And it has been designated, the county at some point, probably 20 or 30 years ago, the county said, okay, that we're never going to build on that property because it wouldn't be, Coastal Zone Management Act wouldn't even allow it these days. But we're never
Right.
going to build on that property. And I don't know if they deeded it to the community or what, but there's a whole
No.
road process going on right now with the county. And we want to be careful that we don't step in it with that and complicate things further. Now, I don't know the current status of that land or what the county's thinking about that land.
The land is currently owned by the county and it's zoned recreation management.
Well, bullet number 1 covers
Okay.
that. So I think we're already covered for that without being specific.
Yeah.
Second bullet
Okay.
in this list does have specifics. And if you think that the lawn area in front of the Nesquin provisions might be sensitive, it's
Yeah, I
easy.
do.
Okay, let's just delete that.
Yeah.
So then you could delete the comma after Nesquin Valley School, and
No.
no?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's a list. Yes, indeed. It is not a 3 anymore. Okay. I am a great believer in the Oxford comma.
Okay.
If you know what that, I feel sorry for you.
Okay.
Okay. Any other changes?
Oh,
Okay. By the way, when I talked about I'm going to go ahead and accept this. When I talked about going from the back to the front, I sort all of your inputs and then I work from the back to the front. So I have the numbers right, the page numbers right. So I always work from the back.
huh.
So we're going to accept that. And the next thing up,
So at the beginning of that area you just accepted, you have to get rid of those things that we crossed out.
No, they
gone. They're
Okay,
gone.
they were
Oh.
already done.
They were already crossed out.
Deleted.
Get rid of that extra return. Okay, and there's an extra return there we don't need. Okay. Okay, we're on what is now page 13. Oh, we can't see it because, yeah, 13. And top of the page, or close to it, line 8. Sponsor family activities within Nesquin through cooperation with local community organizations, which is a better, in my opinion, a better heading than what we have.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to scroll up so we can see the rest of it. So right now we're on line 12, which begins Nesquin's location.
Right.
Okay.
I think county has to be capitalized, Tom.
Nesquin County, you're right, does need to be
Oh my
capitalized. And I'll need to, it's NCDB. What is this?
That's
NB.
Nasco Beach Golf Course.
And it should be the Nesco Beach Golf Course.
They go by NBGC, so I'm not sure they incorporate the in the
Well,
title.
it's lowercase.
It's lowercase.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. Perfect.
Nasco Community Association.
Yeah.
Oh, that Nesquin word is tricky.
Well, the problem is that I normally have
Other keyboard.
well, my keyboard is at 90 degrees to the screen
Oh,
because I usually, when I'm typing, use this screen, and when I'm predicting, I use that one. And when I go around the corner, I get in trouble.
association. Oh,
Oh, it's not. I got to spell that better. That's
it's just an L.
And
So if we do any more writing, you want us to, in the future, include the full names of any organizations? Is that what I'm getting here?
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to
well,
a macro.
alternatively, we can define it and then use the acronyms later, but that's an editorial thing. Don't need to worry about that. But I want to make sure that I understand what they are, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
We have a table of acronyms, and those can be added. So, but that's editorial. You don't need to worry about that.
So I think on line 23, county does not need to be capitalized.
The county means Tillamook County, in which case it does.
Yeah, but I think you have to use the term Tillamook in order to.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but that's
Well,
my editorial opinion.
I'll let you and Nancy work that out.
Well, you can change the to Tillamook if we're trying to be specific.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but I often when I write, as long as I have
That's
identified
editorial.
Tillamook.
Drop it.
Okay.
We want content. We can fix the editorials later. Let's do content. Okay.
So when I wrote the point, provide community support for the efforts of individual community organizations, I intended both like all levels of support, like whatever was asked, including potentially money. So, but I considered support to be like, it could be logistical support, it could be volunteer manpower, it could be money. Do we need to be more specific for like, if there was an organization such as the Nesquin Community Association that we're encouraging them to support other organizations who are doing family activities, or is that inclusive enough in that statement?
I think we don't really want to get too specific.
Okay.
I think we're okay with the level we have here.
Yeah,
Okay.
so do I. Okay. I would say that's
Any more comments?
well, the only other question I would have is we're implying that because we're at the southern end of Tillamook County that we don't really get the support that we might get if we live closer to the capital of our county. Is that enough information to indicate that's why we need to do it ourselves?
Yeah.
Well,
it's a bit judgmental. I got to admit that.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it is judgmental, and I think it's not, we don't document why we think that is the case sufficiently if we think it is the case. The other issue here is, you know, and I keep raising this, but the notion that nests go in over time can take on the amount of work that the county has committed to on its own resources is just a misfit of kind of government. The government is paid to do certain things out of taxes, and the county is making choices every day about how they use those taxes, and that's what they're hired, that's what the county commissioners are supposed to do. But at some point, for example, one of the questions on this road issue is the county cannot abandon a road. There's a process in the state for abandoning a road. It's a legal process. We still, in some places like in Oregon, we're still a country of laws. And so part of what we want to be careful here is we don't want to assume that Nescoin, the community, can just continue to do all the things it's doing right now. And not only should we not agree to that, but that is really something we should have a conversation with the county about if we're going to do it, because it opens the door for them to continue to say, that's not our problem. We're not going to do that. And that's just flies in the face of the way the state laws are constructed. So if they want to stop doing things, they can, but there's a process they need to go through.
Can I put that slightly differently? If we solve the problems, then we won't be a squeaky wheel and they won't ever solve the problems.
And there's that. Thank you.
Well, the other thing is maybe that taxes don't adequately address the costs of having a county and the amount of people who live here. The taxes have been so cut back through measures that limit the taxation of year to year and various things, that we've become a place whose taxes do not support the activities required for a community to be healthy. So it could work both ways. If they can't collect the money to do the job they're asked to do, then it's you know, we need to raise more money than our taxes allow us to raise.
Well, there's a process for that too in the law. I mean, these are not questions. These are questions that the state has been grappling with, and the counties, for decades. And all over the state, there have been different avenues taken to remedy this. And so, for example, Portland has a set of remedies they've used when they believe that the taxes are not sufficient to support what they want to do as a jurisdiction. So I'm not arguing pro or con, but I am saying that Nesco is an unincorporated area, and the county has a certain responsibility to unincorporated areas and requirements under state law. And I'm saying there should be an informed, advised discussion before we start trying to assume responsibility for things that first of all, assuming responsibility for things in a community plan without a vote is probably not going to get us there. But I'm just saying it's the kind of stuff that's serious stuff, and there should be a conversation. And I think the county realizes that in part because that's why they began to help, for example, with providing materials for the Midnight Road people.
Okay, so let's not get down into the details.
I have a suggestion.
Okay, I have a suggestion first, and then you.
Okay.
My suggestion is, rather than having the first sentence, which is Nesquin's location, rather than having that caveat, have something to the effect of when county resources fall short of our needs, then we can do this.
Excellent. That was very similar to my thoughts with different words, but yours are fine.
Uh, Lynn,
Now
does
you have
that
to
work for
remember
you?
and write
Because
them.
that's how I read this, is when the county basically fails us, then we have, this is how we should react.
So here's my piece on this. It's over the years I've thought about this when people say, well, we don't have the money to do this. And of course, my question always back is, well, you have the money. It's just a matter of how you decided to spend it. And
Yeah.
so it's not a matter that the county doesn't have the money. They've decided to spend it in ways that don't benefit us in ways that we want it to benefit, like roads. So the way I would state that is when the county's priorities, when the county's budget priorities don't meet our needs. It's
That's
not a
good.
matter of whether they have the money. They have the money, but they choose to spend it in different ways. Now, we could all argue, well, yeah, we want more sheriffs in the county, and blah, blah, blah. We could go down the list. That's fine. But the money's there. The
Well,
money is
the
there.
money, there's only so much money, and they just said,
No, no, I don't care. There's the money is there.
no, it is.
After the
Look,
money is there,
I think what you said is fine. Let's,
yeah, I would say the priorities of the county do not meet our needs. That's how I would say it.
So should we leave that like that, but before that say that we request Tillamook County to um, to sponsor family activities within the Nestwing community, and when their budget does not allow or their budget priorities
That's it.
do not meet Nestwing's needs, Nestwing community organizations are encouraged to, or whatever, blah blah blah.
That's how I would say it.
So tell me what are the family activities you would want the county doing?
Um, I don't know. What do they do in other communities? I would think.
Nothing. I don't
okay,
know.
well,
I don't know of any county. They provide boat launches,
Create
uh,
public parks.
which you have to pay for. I'm trying to think of a playground area, a play area anywhere in the county, in an unincorporated area that's provided by
Uh,
the county. I can't think of
on
it.
Resort Drive, right at the bridge over the Big Nestucca River, they have
Yeah.
campground with playground, and you do pay, but I mean, you can go use the playground for free. It's a county park.
Okay.
okay, so,
If you look at this paragraph, it gives an example. These organizations provide family activities, and then we're saying an example of which are those. So if you say Nesquin Valley School, what family activities does that apply? They have the Harvest Festival, which I know is a fundraiser, but it is a festival. They have summer camp programs. They have different community things that communities are invited to. The Nesquin Community Association, they sponsor the fun run. They sponsor the sand castles. They sponsor community meetings for information. They sponsor the midnight pavers.
Right.
Nesquin Golf Course. They have the tournament. They have they used to have the outdoor movies for the community. They have, whatever. They have frisbee golf every once in a while. They have different community things that aren't just the golfing. So there are examples from each of those organizations that already occur now or have occurred in the past.
okay.
Right, but
I-
are you saying you want the county to provide those services?
I don't know. I want the county to think something up for themselves.
Okay, so Lynn, let me read the first sentence, which you can't see, that I sort of assembled between Guy and Lori. When Tillamook County priorities on family activities do not meet Nesquin's needs, local organizations can make up the difference.
Guy had in there when the Tillamook County budget priorities.
Right?
Okay, budget priorities, fine.
Yeah.
So, and first of all, those organizations can do that, and they are nonprofits, and as a result, they get a tax credit for doing those things, right? So that's been in existence for a very long time in Nescoin, where various, the Sandcastle and all that. And I know the NCA is applying for nonprofit status as well, which is terrific. But one of the questions that I have, and this may be putting it better to the community to answer the question, is the county can't do the stuff it's already, what they say to us is, and Guy, I agree with you, there is the money. Everyone pays taxes. So what the county says is, we are now so underfunded that we can't do the things, the basics that were county responsibilities years ago. And so I actually don't want them to do some of the wonderful things the community does, because that means the other responsibilities will get even less attention and investment. And those are environmental concerns. Those are infrastructure concerns for which they have more access to funding than we do as an unincorporated community. So I think we need to be careful there, because what I think broadly stated, the community has some things they expect the county to do, and even to say it more forcefully, the law requires them to do. And so our current understanding is they say they don't have enough money to do that. That may be true. They don't have the permitting staff they used to have. They outsourced that because their cost of service was too high to do it at the county.
No,
So,
actually,
to me,
they make money on the permitting. They have their own staff and they make money on it now.
well,
Just to say
when
the
did that
permitting
happen,
things.
Guy?
Well, they've got a full
We're getting
staff.
sidetracked. Okay, so this section or subsection as I understand it, is talking about specifically family activities. We want to say, if the county fails, we recommend this as a backup for family activities. And I'm not talking about streets, and I'm not talking about anything else, just this narrow focus. Do we want to say this, or would we rather not say it so that perhaps people pay more attention to some of the other things?
I would tend to start with Nescoin has many strong community organizations, and skip the county. I don't even know why.
Well, I have a question for Lynn. It seemed like we started changing this because Lynn felt like we were trying to take on responsibilities that the county the way I heard it.
Right.
What I heard in the first statement was, we need to be careful that we're not taking on responsibilities that the county should be taking on, that we're just giving up and saying we're going to do those on our own. And then the second comment seemed to say, no, the county doesn't have any money to do this. We shouldn't expect them to do it. And so we could orient the statement one way or the other, like, yes, we think the county should do these things. We'd like to have them do it, but we accept the fact that if they're not going to do it, we need to encourage community organizations to do it. Or we could just, like somebody just said, just go right to the fact that we have a lot of strong community organizations and we want to encourage them to work together and publicize their information and cooperate and be prolific.
I mean,
So that would mean deleting the first sentence, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'd say leave the county out of it, because they're not going to do many of these things anyway.
Okay. So do we all agree?
I agree. I do think but two things can be true at once, right? The community does a great job of family activities, has for decades. Wonderful. That's good news. Let's applaud that and ask that we continue that, because I know the NCA, the golf course, everyone wants to continue doing that work. The second separate question, which doesn't need to be addressed here, is exactly to Guy's point. The
Yeah.
county spends money on things that the community may have higher priorities, like the potholes in the road, right? So they may say, you know what, it's great you adopted this new housing ordinance. We know that was expensive, but we'd like the county to have a conversation with itself about what it's required to do by law and how it's going to fund that, and what things get shifted away because they can't afford them anymore. I mean, to a certain extent, we keep trying to do the county's work for them. They have work to do here. They have a responsibility here. And the county, so I think your edit is perfect, but I think the other issue remains on the table, which is all
Let's
these
figure
other
out where to
things.
figure out where to put
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'll
Yep.
figure out where to put it and write it up.
There you go. Because I don't see it easily appearing.
Well, I
what
mean,
I've-
even just write it up at a
Yeah.
minimum. Would be good if you knew where to put it.
That's right.
If we need to make a new section, we can do that too.
Yeah.
But we need, Lynn, give us some words.
So
Okay.
with the words, so to that point, Tom, of giving you the words, Guy, you're the only person I know who, so for example, when we built our garage, it was not with the county planning staff because they didn't have
Yeah.
any, and it was outsourced, and we worked with a private company in Eugene that the county hired.
That was for
I mean-
that was looking at the design. The actual
Okay.
planners were there, and now they brought that back in house. Yeah, they hired
Okay,
hired an engineering firm in Eugene for about a year or two, but that's done.
Okay. But in any event, I am not, the only thing I know that the county, that is currently on discussion in the community, the only thing I've heard of is that there is concern that the county roads are not being
We're
maintained.
not talking about that now, though. That's
No, I
aside
know. But Tom, to your point of giving language of that second point we were making, that's all the language I have on it. And Guy, you would know better than I the list of things the county isn't doing that it's required to do. In fact, we could, as a community, as an unincorporated community with no staff, we should just say to Sarah, give us the list. Help us write this plan. Tell us the list of things that you can no longer do that we should be addressing in our plan. That's where that information resides, is with the county.
So it sounds like you and Guy need to get together and make the words. Even if it's only the solicitation for more information, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
Right.
If
We
we
gotta
get
make it.
sidetracked,
Okay.
we're never going to make it through.
Yeah. So
So
Okay.
that's an
can we-
action for Lynn and Guy.
there you go. And can we accept that we're taking out the first sentence and,
I did not hear an objection, so it's gone.
okay,
Yep.
thank you. All right.
Okay, any other changes to this now, 12 through 24? And we're getting rid of text, which is great. Less is more.
Small line 13 course just needs its R.
Oh, you guys are picky. Oh, it doesn't want to change. No, it likes course.
Cows. I won't do it.
Oh, yeah, won't do it. It does not recognize that.
Wow, Carouse.
I don't know how to spell course. I don't know how to spell, by the way.
URSE. COU.
Curse.
Well, it sometimes feels like a curse. The golf course curse. Oh,
that is-
yay, bravo, molto bravo.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to point that out.
No, that's why it would have shown up eventually.
Right. Okay. That's
See,
section.
although I'm an editor, I can't spell. It's kind of ironic. So I think we've made this more palatable.
Yeah.
We can look at it, for the next round, and anything that we do, we can consider, but although I would encourage you to work down the document. So any objections to accepting this as it is?
No.
Should we read it out for you, Lynn?
Yeah, it's good. I still can't load it. And in fact, what my computer keeps telling me, that it may be that NCA's computer is seeing my computer as not NCA, but the community
NCAC.
organization. It's seeing my
NCAC.
computer as not the one that I registered for the meeting on, which is true because I registered for the meeting a month ago. So I'm working on it. I've got my tech team here. They're working on it, but I'm still, just so you know, I'm still not able to see it.
Why don't you go in and register on this computer?
Yeah, just go to the
On what?
website. Go to the website and click on the signing up to do the meeting now, and then you'll probably get
I
right
did.
on. Oh, you did?
No, yeah, and that didn't work. And so that's
Oh.
what they're working on, is why
Oh.
that was a barrier. And so we're on it, but I'm not there yet.
Did
Okay.
you sign up as a different name?
No, I signed up as the same name, but it is a different computer, and a couple other, like some apps have come in. I updated. I wish I'd never updated my computer, but I had to. But like some apps have said, nope, we don't recognize you. We don't know who you are. So it's not like I should have anticipated it would happen with this, but I did not. So
Could I
I'll
get you
keep
to
working on it.
one other thing? Sign in as Fred, and that way you're not trying to override what it already knows.
Oh, there's a good idea.
A new
Okay, thank
person.
you, Tom. I'm going to
Fred.
try that.
So
Thank
let's
you.
accept this.
We won't tell
accept this.
anybody, Lynn.
Okay, I'm signing in as Fred. I love that. Okay, thank you.
And
Okay,
we can
keep
accept
going.
this, Tom.
Okay, so basically we've eliminated the first sentence altogether. And I don't think, other than making the acronyms text, it's the same. We haven't changed
Right,
it.
right.
So are you okay with that, Lynn?
Yes.
Okay.
Just call her Fred.
Fred. Yes.
Yeah, just call me Fred from now on.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We have a Lori input or comment. And it's going to be hard to see everything at once. Oh, that's under lot coverage. Yeah, I don't know why that's still there.
Well, I think we need to wait for Sarah to actually address that in person, quote unquote, with us at a meeting. So let's just skip over the lot coverage one.
Okay, I'm going to accept that so we don't have anything there, because those are comments that need, and highlighted comments that need to be addressed.
I just want to say that Nehalem's attempt to negate the impact of middle housing by shrinking their lot coverage from no percent lot coverage, which they didn't care as long as you met the setbacks, to 30% lot coverage, which, although they didn't say it, they felt that there's a lot of the middle housing structures wouldn't be able to do it on their small lots. So the county commissioners turned that down. So the idea of using lot coverage as a way to discourage, to evade middle housing didn't go through.
Failed.
Yep.
Yep, not surprised.
It passed the planning commission, by the way. 4-3, 4-3.
Okay, I hate to go down this rabbit hole, but there are people who think that making housing affordable for people in the middle area is bad. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
That's not us.
I hope that's not true. Now we could be surprised.
Yeah.
I don't want that surprise. Anyway, we have a comment from Guy on land use under which page are we on? Probably 14. Yeah, 14. Guy's comment is proposed addition to policy 10, which is land use. Nesquin's history as a residential community should be maintained by prioritizing housing in all residential areas. That's going to be Sarah because that's messing with the policy. So we'll leave
Yeah,
that stand and highlight it.
and just for us, I wrote it that way. I mean, the way Lynn and I attacked it 2 years ago, I think it was to actually, and I think we do have some recommendations about zone changes. And
Yeah,
this
we did.
statement, in terms of a general policy, is that given that we're a residential community, that in all cases we should prioritize residential development over any other kind of development. So it's a general statement about what our priority is as a community.
Yeah, and that would only come into effect if they were considering changing anything. That's a change that would be made. It's not
It
going
would
to
have to
alter.
be, there would have to be changes in zoning,
Yeah.
current ordinances that allow for uses other than residential in residential zones.
Yeah.
So,
Understand. I'm just
but
saying that.
we should have Sarah here to talk about it. And I have a feeling that some of that thinking has changed the county.
Do we
Okay.
want, on that one that you just accepted, do we want to remove the sentence Guy's proposal addition and just have it start?
No, it's still a conversation. That's why it's I'm just
Highlight.
trying to get rid of the red parts and say this is still highlighted. This is a subject for conversation.
Okay.
So then we're down to on page 14, increase and enhance bicycle pedestrian access. I guess we do have some, so it would be an enhancement to some and increase in others.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I'm going to scroll up to see the rest of it. Lori made a comment, and I'm not sure that I don't know who's the author and what's the comment. People want to look at that and try it out, which
Lines what from 1 to
1 through
10?
10. 1 through 10.
So I made the comment without seeing what Guy was commenting.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say and couldn't get
I
it out
wrote,
of me.
yeah, I wrote 1 through 7.
Yeah. And Lori made the comment before she saw that. Lynn, Lori, is that now does this comment now go away?
Just reading it just now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with what Guy wrote. You can.
Okay. So I will delete your comment. Now, is everyone okay with lines 1 through 7, starting with Nesquin as a community consisting?
Yes.
Yep.
You know, I didn't understand exactly what create an interconnected bicycle pedestrian system throughout Nesquin actually
Means.
meant, but if it meant like making the streets smaller and putting in dedicated bicycle lanes, I think people would scream. If it meant widening the roads, it probably also wouldn't work at least in the village. And so
How do you do this?
I'm just curious about in a planner's or land use person's mind, are we asking for that? Because what I'm asking for with that is just to keep the speed down, put signs up that say, watch out for pedestrians and bicycles, or let us do the signs like we've always done where people just make their own signs or whatever. But just to acknowledge that we're not going to improve the roads so that they're great for all the delivery trucks, but that the people and the bicycles and pedestrians are put on a priority. So what exactly
It's a,
from a,
are we talking about policy 11?
yeah.
So it's a policy. It's not, it's a general, you know, uh, goal or whatever. I mean, it's not exact, but a general policy is we want wherever we can in whatever different ways, and this is going to come up later, I think, in the plan. We may have different ways of accomplishing this and things that we're not even thinking of now.
Mhm.
But because it's a policy, is that we'll always keep it in front of us that this is what we want to do. We want to create places for pedestrians and bicycles to be able to move about the various communities that make up Nescoin in a safe way. So I see it as
So,
just a general goal.
So it's
so Guy,
specifically not specific.
Yeah.
right, but Guy, who,
Hmm.
so the village works great right now. The village could be the subject of a graduate
Yeah.
school study on the bike car interface. It's
Yeah.
people unless they don't get it or they're out of town or they've had too much to drink, they don't drive too fast. They pay attention to bikes. You can have toddlers on pedalless bikes in Nescoin with their parents, and they can navigate the roads. Are you talking about up on the hillside, or where are you talking
So
about?
a couple of things, including I think it incorporates one of your comments too, Lynn, is that we have people that between the various communities that make up Nescoin Crest, all the time people are walking or riding a bike down 101 from Nescoin Crest and beyond. Not so much Sahali, but Nescoin Crest down 101 to get to the village. Even get to the beach in some places. We have people from Hawk Hills crossing 101, and I know one of your comments was about, well, it's not realistic to have overhead bridge or something like that. But there are a lot of other ways, including working with ODOT, that we could make that safer, that crossing safer. How we
Okay,
get from Slab Creek. I mean, that crossing where Slab Creek comes in, and Slab Creek is the community for us, where it comes into 101. How many accidents have been there? How many people have died at that intersection? It's not even safe for cars the way they've got it set up. Uh, People who come from the RV park and over in South Beach, we see them all the time walking on 101 on bikes. I saw today, a family walking down 101 from South Beach to get to the village. So
right,
but I don't have. I'm not saying I've got the solution. I do think though, as a policy, we say, and as a purpose is to make those crossings and connections safe for pedestrians and bicycles. And there may be multiple ways of doing that. Some are, unaffordable, like a sky bridge over 101 or whatever, but some of them may not be. And some of them may be just
right.
policy or procedural changes. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Okay, so I get it. And you think this policy says that in language the
Yeah.
county understands?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think it sets it for the community too. I think if
Mm-hmm.
the community says, yeah, one of the things we should always be looking at is how to make it safer for people to get around between the communities that make up Nescoin. So,
Yeah.
So I have a comment. Um, Skinny streets is undefined, apparently, but this sentence on,
not really. Skinny
okay,
streets is
well,
different.
let me finish. I think
Yeah,
the statement or the sentence on line 5 is village centric, and we don't want to be village centric. I don't think we need that sentence.
except the village, as we describe it, as one of the 5 or whatever communities of Nescoin
Neighborhoods.
There's
neighborhoods. Excuse me. Has in fact defined skinny streets by statute.
okay, so that's independent of my real statement. I'm sorry for misleading you.
Okay.
Sentence on line 5 is
Yeah.
village centric, and I don't think we want that.
Okay.
Like to see that
I
there,
got the,
but I would support adding something that includes the other neighborhoods. But the reality is the central core and the village area is different in the way the streets are laid out. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that. But that doesn't mean that we can't also include a thought about the other neighborhoods, like inspecting the way that their streets are laid out, or I'd have to
Well,
think about it to get the
we started getting into specifics, and as I said, that this is a general policy case.
Yeah, yeah. But this isn't part of the policy.
I understand, but if
So
it's,
I think and what I think of when I the every the reason why the village is important in my mind, and I don't live in the village, the reason why it's important is it is the only access to the beach for all the other communities. There's no other beach access that's open, that's public, that's available to the community. We have to go through the village,
there's
right?
no access in South Beach.
It's private. It's gated.
Gated community.
It's a gated
theoretically,
community
theoretically, you could get to it if you could get to it.
by
Right.
crossing the creek, walking across a creek.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that for people to access in general, it's the only store we have. It's the only restaurant we have. It's the only state
Right.
park we have. Uh, and so that's why I don't mind saying the statement number 5 and the statement about skinny streets, which is a statutory term,
Hmm.
and to say because of all that traffic coming into the core village area, why it is even more important that I mean, we have so much activity in the village on the streets, and then we'll have some crazy golf cart drivers running around doing wheelies or something, that kind of thing, or people speeding. How many people have we all stopped who were speeding on breakers that certainly
Yep.
that I've seen. So we take, and the reason why it's so more dangerous there is because there's so many more people trying to access all the beach access points.
Okay, I think your points are great. They're not there on the screen, and without those comments, it looks like it's village centric. It
so
didn't
let's
explain
add
why.
let's
So I
add
think you need to add some text.
yeah, let's
I'll,
make a note to add text about other neighborhoods.
you want me to
Yeah,
Yes.
put me on the
Flesh it
list to do
out.
that? Sure.
And Guy, since you
Yeah.
know, how many public beach accesses are there in the village?
I would say
Hmm.
unique and
I think
seven.
seven-ish.
Yeah.
I can count
Oh,
7 right
okay.
away.
One,
So,
You don't realize that up uh, towards you, Lynn, off of Hawk, first fire hydrant and second fire hydrant are official beach access. Those are county roads, as you said.
yeah,
well,
at
no,
least,
because I went
at
on my
least.
bike and they aren't marked anymore, right? I
Yeah,
mean, I
but
don't know why
that's
our
because
beach access is not.
the neighbors took the markings down.
Yeah, there's 9 that I
Okay,
can
well,
count.
9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
because, and I didn't know there were none in South Beach. That's just kind of amazing to me because we
Well-
used to just walk.
No public beach access, right?
yeah, I can get to the beach,
Right, but that's
but I'm behind the gate.
Yeah.
I didn't invent the gate. I don't like the gate, but that's what
right,
that's what we have.
That's why
right.
you pay the big bucks,
Right.
Tom. They have a gate.
Yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
could
you
spend
should know, Guy, you've got one.
Well,
Well, you can't
I
access
don't
well,
know.
you could jump.
The one thing we should be saying, I don't know if we said it elsewhere, we need to say it here, is, public beaches are fundamental to Oregon. And so the county, I think that's one of the things a coastal
No,
county does is
Nope.
maintain access to the beach.
There is no county road in South Beach.
Nope.
right.
Zero.
Well, even in Nescoin, the county doesn't maintain gravel roads. They only
Right.
maintain the paved roads, which they don't even do. So when I get together to improve a beach access, as we did with our various grants, the state says, well, the riprap is private ownership and the beach starts at the where the water hits, you know. So the county disavows its beach access maintenance responsibilities. They say it's not there. So it's a no man's land out there. And we depend on raising money through the grants to maintain the beach accesses. And we really only do it for the emergency vehicle access points or emergency egress from the beach access points. So we're doing it ourselves with help from the TLT money, but county and the state both disavow any responsibility for them. Even
Wow.
though it's a state side, state sign on some and others, the signs are gone.
I think what you ought to do, Rand,
Wow.
is start building a beach hut on Carlton on the going down, and let's
Uh-huh.
see who's first to come and stop you.
Right. There you
And
go.
whoever is the first to come and stop you, that's who owns the property.
That's hysterical.
All right.
Wow.
We'll find out fast who feels responsible for that property. And it'll be the county. But go ahead. All right. Where are we
Okay,
going, Tom?
uh, so I sense that we have agreement that we need to add a little bit more in the
Yeah.
second paragraph.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to leave that as read. And Guy, you have the action. And did you want to work for someone? Because I encourage people to work together.
Yeah.
No, I don't work well with others. So
Well-
I'll just write it and let Lori comment on it. So
Okay.
just make a note on what I'm supposed to do, though. So
It's
in
It
the
is.
minutes.
It's in there. It's in
All
there.
right, all right,
Guide to
okay.
add text about why the village is important. Also
Okay.
mention other neighborhoods.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So I'm going to accept this part, which is not Guy's,
Okay.
and then we'll move on from there.
Great.
And I'm leaving that read because that's new.
Sure. All right.
Okay. So now we're under the street maintenance. I'm going to go ahead and accept these strikeouts here so that I can see more on the screen.
Roll higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fred just got rejected.
Oh,
Oh,
Fred.
Oh, Fred. I'm sorry, Fred.
Did Fred have a last
Yeah.
name? I mean,
Yeah,
did you put
yeah,
both
but
in?
shoot.
Wow.
I've got a call that I've got to take. Let me for just a minute.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't know what to
Yeah.
say, Lynn.
The
Well,
only thing I
I
could think
think
of
my
is since the meeting has already started, maybe they won't register her
no,
since it's
yeah,
already
I
started.
think,
I've joined late before.
but
Oh, okay.
my computer team thinks I need to shut out of it entirely and shut my computer off and burp it, so
Uh-huh.
I'm working on that. I'm plugging away. Don't worry about it for this meeting. I'll have it in place by next meeting, but I apologize.
So, all right.
Nice. My 100-year-old mother wanted a computer for Christmas. So
Wow.
when I go there in 2 weeks,
You get to introduce her.
I'm buying and setting up for her new computer. Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
there's just a few things you'll have to explain.
No, she's got one now.
Oh, she has one
No,
now. I
she's
thought
an
you were
avid.
her
Oh,
first
no, a
computer
new.
at 100.
No, she has a computer, she has a laptop, or no, a computer, desktop computer, she's got iPad, she's got iPhone, I mean, no, she's
Literate.
big on it. Oh yeah.
She's,
No.
she's awesome.
100 years old, she wants a new one. So I told my brother,
Well, they do.
I'll consult with my brother.
The new ones
Yeah, go ahead, Lynn.
Well, I was just going to say, because when my computer was 10 years old, my laptop, and my family said, "Oh, for gosh sakes, they're not built to last that long. You know, a
Yeah,
Mac can go 6 or 7 years. The other ones go 2 to 3 years." Tom, I'm sure you have an insight into that as well. But it's
yeah.
amazing how many improvements have been made
Well,
from my 10-year-old computer. This is a whole different machine.
well,
Now it's
yeah.
not working today, but
Several
it's a much better
generations.
tool.
Several
Yeah,
generations. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Yep.
Well, we're just chit-chatting here. When's our next meeting scheduled? Is it the 19th? Or do we have our next meeting scheduled?
I don't know if we made it past the 5th. Let's see.
I have the next meeting on my calendar I don't have one on the 19th, and I had put a question mark on February. So no, you're right. We need to schedule. We could be doing that now if you want.
Yeah, I think we definitely want to keep.
Do people have availability to do it every 2 weeks? It seems like we finally have a tiny bit of momentum here.
Yeah.
And
Pretty
I'm
much. And Mondays at 4 o'clock, it's a good time for me. And no matter where, even if I'm like today, I'm in Portland, uh, but I can get here in time to log in. So
Well, let's go
And
for the 19th
I
if people are okay with the
so
19th.
it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's a no school day. I am not available on the 19th, but if we go out another week to the 26th, I can do that. But we need to forecast out 2 or 3 months just to get these so
oh, actually,
that other things
now
come
that you
through.
say that, I have that on my calendar. I'm looking at the calendar on my phone because my computer's doing Zoom. And I have actually the 26th from 2 to 4 on my calendar. So we must have said that at some earlier
We
meeting.
did talk about it at one point because of MLK Day.
Yeah.
So is 2 to 4 or 4 to 6 better?
I can do
4 to
2 to
6.
4.
What?
Well, for me, 4 to 6. I'm not I between 1 and 3 ish. I'm booked Mondays.
So I can do 4 to 6 on the 26th.
Okay, let's do 4 to 6 on the 26th.
And on my calendar, it also says we're scheduled for the 9th and the 23rd of February. Is that me just projecting out or?
Yeah,
On what's the
So it would be
get a couple ahead here.
the 9th and the 23rd of February.
So
I
the
think-
9th is so the 9th I'm on an airplane. And what was the second time?
The 23rd.
23rd. I can do the 23rd. And you guys could go on the 9th without me. I mean, I think we do have momentum. It's important not to lose it, and I'm just not going to be available on the 9th.
Okay, so January, and we're going to stick with 4 to 6 unless I hear otherwise.
Yeah.
4 to
Yep.
6 in the afternoon. Okay, I'll get those booked with Candace and
Wait, I guess we should ask
Tom.
Sarah.
Oh,
Well, we should let her know. I mean, I think her schedule is so screwy. I mean, sometimes she would know the date until the day before. Just let her know the dates until we
yeah.
absolutely need her. But what was the second date after the 26th? I missed that.
February 9th and February 23rd.
Okay. All right.
Okay, there, and then 4 p.m. Okay, I'll get those on the calendar and still trying to figure out the Google thing, I can put it in a folder for the meeting, but I can't, Nancy's gonna have to train me again to get it from the folder into the calendar, the NCAC calendar, so. Candace is facilitating me just giving her stuff so far. Okay, Tom's back. We scheduled meetings while you were gone for
Excellent.
January. Oh, you saw that?
No, I didn't see it, but it's a good thing that you did that.
Okay.
Had some constructive use of the time. The website for our Postal Carvers Club uh, is owned by somebody who is no longer available.
Oh,
And
no.
and apparently we have and January 1st it stopped working, and we have our annual show in about 14 days. So
Oh, no. No.
it was a crisis because the president of the club doesn't call me. That's why I knew it had to be important. Anyway,
Okay, well,
okay,
good luck with that.
yes, thank you. So the dates that you had were what?
January 26th from 4 to 6,
Okay.
February 9th, 4 to 6, and February 23rd, 4 to 6.
Okay, I'll put that in my calendar.
All right, thank you. Okay, street maintenance, my favorite subject.
Well, it is, I'm sure.
Very controversial.
I don't know what USLY means.
Oh, it's
Usually,
the end of previously up above.
oh,
This-
I see.
This comment got split.
Okay. Okay, so what do we want to say, if anything?
Well, I tried to the second, or like I guess kind of the line 22 is where I attempted to say, because you said, what's the problem and what is the working solution and what's the future hold? And so I tried to do that here by explaining that the county doesn't, well, you can read it and see if it does the three things you asked us to do, which is state the problem and then what is a solution, and then maybe look out a little further as to what this is all about.
So,
Are you able to read this, Lynn, or not?
I'm looking at it. My lines don't line up with yours, but I think I'm just struggling because I'm old, and I think it's because I grew up in an era, particularly in Oregon, where people believed that the government could get things done. So to me, it's like, if the county is never going to maintain another road, they should tell us that, right? I mean, I don't have any problem with your language here. It's the positioning that I question, because I concur with Guy that the county does have lots of money. They choose to spend it in particular ways. And if those aren't meeting the community needs, then, in a logical world, which no longer exists, people would vote them out of office and get someone who would pay attention to things that are supposed to be done. But I defer to you all for your view on that, because mine is probably outdated and doesn't exist, anymore in Oregon. But I can't concur that the county doesn't have. I can't agree that the county has no responsibility. They have a lot of responsibility. I didn't say that they don't have responsibility. No, you didn't say that. I'm just saying, to me, it's like the community value is to have roads that are well maintained.
Yeah.
right? That's it. And so, county, if you can't do that, or you aren't going to do that, or you don't want, please so inform us, and we'll continue fundraising for roads or whatever. That's
Well,
the thing. I don't think.
if you read the whole thing, it doesn't say that we're going to do it. It says that we will collaborate with the county to do the things that they can do, and they provide a significant amount of, I mean, they provide the materials from which the roads are built, and the contractors who have the equipment and the volunteers who are willing to get out there so that we have safe streets. Between them, they guarantee that it's going to be a safer situation for everyone. So if you have a
Right.
problem and you can't solve it because the county, you can vote them out of office, but meanwhile, you got to solve the problem. So
But here's but Brad,
road districts do address this. This is just how can we do it now to prove that we can do this in collaboration with the county? Then a road district could do the same thing if you had anybody willing to take on the responsibility of assessing what the problem and understanding how to solve that problem logistically. Because the two guys who do it now think that they can do it better than anyone else who has stepped up. So
and they're both 80 years old or close. But
yeah.
so
So
so the
road
thing is,
associations would be great.
so the my and my objection, I think, was to the policy statement. It
Right.
shouldn't be a policy that we do the county's work for them. That was my
Right.
problem with the policy.
Yep.
I think the current situation that we have that the community has decided on is to go with this kind of hybrid where the county gives us something and we chip in the work and other kinds of things and the expertise to do it. That's not the only way, the only solution to this. And as you know, the Road Association, as South Beach has done, is another way, or North Beach. They have managed their roads in a different way. So
They
I,
own their
I'll,
road.
the no, that well, they don't. Well, yeah, I guess they own their road. The Road Association in South Beach doesn't own the road, but they just manage it. So
Right. But the county doesn't own those
the
roads.
county doesn't, right? So my thing is, the policy should be we want to maintain good roads, and I would include in the roads, since technically the roads are our beach access points, uh, that we maintain those in a critical way, which thanks to you, again, here's another example where it's not just the paving we've done, it's what you and Cam and others have done to maintain the beach access points in a safe way. So that's great. That's the current situation. Is that what we want to do? Is that, and we can come up with all kinds of discussion, which we're not about here in the plan. But I think the only thing, and it's hard for me to read all this right now and think, but I think the general policy should be that the community believes that our roads and beach access points need to be maintained at a high level. And we should seek ways to do that. Right now you've described one way. There could be others. We got to leave it open in the plan somehow.
With that, capturing that particular statement, I think this last sentence should not be there because of that. I think that makes a specific suggestion for the policy, as opposed to continuing the partnership.
Okay.
I agree.
Well, the policy 12 should not read Tillamook County Public Works Department. I mean, we don't have a policy that's called Tillamook County Public Works.
Okay.
In my mind.
All right.
But
that's good. Fair point. Give me well, first of all, I think we have agreement. The last sentence is a little bit too specific.
Okay.
And
Correct.
since that's since this is a policy, I'm going to do a line out as opposed to deleting it,
Yeah.
just so that we could discuss that with Sarah. They say, we think this sentence
Great.
should not appropriate.
The policy should
Right.
be about the policy should be about roads and beach access.
Yeah, roads and beach.
And
I
roads
think
and
that's an
beaches.
important thing, Guy. I think that's right, is put them together.
And because they are together in the county's mind. So,
Yep.
and if we do, let's say, if a potential solution is a road association, or even a road district. I mean, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. South Beach is voluntary. They get about 90% participation and a voluntary assessment. A road district is assessed by property values, which I think in some cases might be the fairest way to do it as well. But everybody has to participate because it's a tax.
So when I talked to Chris Laity about it, he said, well, then you guys need to own those roads.
Yeah, that's what you would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I can. They look at Nescoin as the same thing with the egress road. We won't look at it. The county said we won't look at it until Nescoin gives us $100,000. That's how we started that project. We had to raise $100,000 for
Right.
them to even start it. And in my brain, it's about They think Nescoin can always come up with money. You guys can do it yourself. Oceanside, 3 months ago, got their roads paved. They didn't even
Yep.
ask for it.
Yep. Spot
So-
on, Guy.
I'm sorry, that's my hotspot, as you all know. Rand knows. Okay, let's move on. So I can't. I'd like to go through this whole policy thing when I'm on my computer.
Do
Okay,
it. Do it.
so
Okay.
we'll table this for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to leave everything else intact.
Yeah.
And
I have one comment about this. When we're doing it, I think we need to keep in mind that this document could live for another 20 or 30 years. And so, though we have one example or a couple of examples of what could work now, we need to make sure that we leave it open that the current
Yeah.
solution might not be the forever solution.
Exactly. That's my
Yeah.
point. That's
Yeah.
exactly my point.
Yeah. Aspire to something better. But this is
Yeah.
what it is right now.
Let's not say what's happening currently is the way
Ideal.
is the ideal. It's
Right.
not.
okay, so this looks like sounds like a complete rework of this section.
Yeah,
Do you own that? Do you own that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can talk, Guy.
No. Rand, we have talked about
Oh,
this
right.
forever.
You don't work well with others. I forgot.
That's right.
Yeah, and planning's at my house this week, so you're going to have to obey the rules here.
Unless you want to pee outside. For those
I
who
do
don't
every
know,
day, Guy. That was the criteria. I should be able to go walk out my door and pee with no problem. Too much
those who-
information.
I think I don't really want to know what that means.
our septic system has a broken pipe in the road and
Okay.
everything backed up into our system. So since New Year's Eve, we have not been able to use a sink, toilet, shower, wash machine, dishwasher.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
We
you're
have
in South Beach, huh? Oh, that sounds dangerous. For me.
All right.
All right. Is
Okay,
there,
so we're going to ignore policy 12 right now, and
Yeah.
we're going to come back and rework it.
Mhm.
Okay. I've got comments on starting line, which is now line 4, and let me see what page we're on. We're on page, what is now 16. Heading is parking.
More self-funded prescriptions here.
Okay, I got the final comment on this is an ellipse, so I don't know what that's meant to be said.
To yeah, well, yeah. I don't know, you probably have to get some kind of permission from the fire district and the county to put a full sign at the entry to Nesco.
Or to facilitate this?
Yeah.
Something. Oh, I added the fire district in as a partner. I'm trying to see where it is. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. It's not only the county's issue. I mean, the county, I think the fire district is the ones that have the biggest issue with our parking. And I agree.
Really?
And ODOT, I know ODOT enforced a couple times the parking on 101. But I agree with the people when they come on good days of the beach, they park along that curve and other places.
It's so dangerous.
And that's something we, as a community, hopefully the NCAC could address with ODOT as part of that whole safety with that curve and crossing.
Yeah.
Now there's kind of a not designated, but a place you could fairly safely park right at the entrance of South Beach Road.
Yeah.
So
But
I
that's
mean, it's
that's
not
a house. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That pull off. Yeah.
so it's not completely the east side, but a large part of it certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about any of this. I mean, I think we're left in a position to throw out possibilities. I'm policy wise. Oh, as far as parking is concerned, is just the one side of the street and the fire marshal. Those are the only, and they said they would do that, but we never had any. This something here would be helpful to cite to say, uh, as a policy, we want things to be safer in the village, and one way is to have parking on one side of each street. And the county and the fire marshal said they'd walk through the village and do that. So that's about as much as I've ever heard about a solution.
Mhm.
In the
And
English countryside, people have streets no wider than what we have in the village, and they park on both sides of the road.
All right. Well, if they don't need emergency vehicles to be able to turn corners and things.
I don't know what they do in that case. I do know that I decided never to drive in the UK for that very reason.
Well, having driven in Scotland, I can tell you it's very dangerous for somebody who's used to driving on one side to drive on the other.
Well, I mean, absent that problem, just
cuckoo.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, I got made it personal. I shouldn't have done that. So, do we want to say this? And is this what we want to say? That's the bottom line. And is there more we need to say?
And what line are you starting? Give me your line number you're on, John, because I know
we're looking at the entire text between parking and where the policy is.
Okay.
This is our opinion, and this is And I've added on the end of the last sentence in place of the ellipse to facilitate this.
What's our policy statement? Do we have a policy?
Yeah, there is a policy. And I believe this is a holdover from previous versions. So I
Yeah.
don't know where this came from. I don't think it came from Sarah, but Sarah did say
Oh,
that if this was going to happen, this is what the implementation would be.
I'll have to take responsibility for this paragraph in the parking policy.
I would certainly I would make the fire district the primary, work with the fire district and the county. But
So
um
how about the statement? Oh, yeah. How about the
the
statement itself? Work with Tillamook County to together to create, I guess,
street specifics,
work with
parking
Tillamook County
patterns,
to create street-specific parking patterns that accommodate the needs of the residences on their street while preserving
access for
safe
all.
street for access to all.
That's a sentence that needs a little bit of help.
Yeah,
Um, but
Yeah, and you should work on that, Rand. And I wonder
well,
where. First of all, I would add have the fire district as the primary on that. But what about visitors? Um, I know we talk about for residents and um, what happens when the wayside fills up?
right,
They park on 101 or they go into the village and just start randomly parking on streets. Um,
which is legal because it's in
which
a
is
right of
legal.
way.
Yeah. But
It's a
that I
right.
guess would be satisfied by the part of working street by street.
Right.
You notice how people are now parking when you come over the Salem Street Bridge and make a right. They're stacking cars along there because they want to get to the beach access point there.
Okay, Rand will
Uh,
continue to try to make the park
yeah,
thing
yeah,
make sense and pull from the areas above and below. Those other things are more recommendations rather than policy.
exactly, exactly.
So,
I'm going to say Rand will work on this and then we'll put that one on hold or we'll defer action on that.
yeah,
Okay. Oops, that should be highlighted. There we go.
okay.
Okay. So, okay, this double underline green means I've moved it from somewhere else. I don't know where I moved it from. I don't remember.
Okay.
But I did. This is, sorry, Lynn, we are in the subject of access to Highway 101. And we're looking at the description of the problem, why it's important, and plan to move forward.
I don't think that that there's been a discussion that necessarily
Yeah.
has unanimous agreement about opening the egress road. There's a lot of people that like that as a pedestrian bike
Oh,
wandering
yeah.
road. I don't, I mean, it's definitely a concept that I think should be discussed by the community,
It
but
really can't be, Laura, because it was built with state help as an egress road, not as a regular transportation road. It's
okay,
an
then,
emergency egress, so we can't have it open to regular traffic.
so that statement is incorrect.
What
It's,
statement? Where is it?
it's line one. where it says open emergency egress
Oh,
road to one
yeah.
way out southbound through State Wayside.
So
Well, it's not
I,
incorrect. It's just we'd have to change. I don't know.
so
We have to go through the state of Oregon.
Gomberg said all you'd have to do is start doing it and it would be what it is. So that's
Well,
your,
You're talking about taking down the gates or
yeah,
breaking the locks or doing some other vandalism?
There are no locks.
no, just having a one-way
You just open
sign.
them. But
Uh,
yeah.
anyway, I don't think we should be presumptuous enough to say that we know the community's opinion about that without asking.
well, I mean, what we're doing here is just giving our best
Making a
Right.
guess, and then
recommendation.
the community will have input.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it may
So,
also require more development as a road because when it was built, there are things that we don't have on it that would be required, like guardrails where the drop is significant on both sides.
Are we now? I want to
Yeah,
make sure that I'm picturing the road that goes between the golf course clubhouse and the wayside. Is that what we're
right,
saying?
Yes.
right,
Yes.
Okay.
right.
I just want to make sure. There
I
are
think it's
gates.
something. Yeah,
There are gates there, and I think they are locked.
yeah.
Well,
But what we're saying is about the use, and I know when we built it, we were told we couldn't use it as a regular road, and it was built that way, and the design was built as only with an emergency vehicle going over there. So that's why they didn't put guardrails and other kinds of things. Now maybe things have changed since, I don't know, but easy
no
for
guardrails on Huck Street either, and it's a big drop off.
uh, uh, well, talk about Slab Creek.
Yeah.
I
So the
know.
question is, do we want to say this or do we not want to say this? Uh, and in fact, we have two versions of the same thing. I don't
Well, one's a
know.
continuation of the other, kind of.
Yeah,
Boy, it is, and Neil Laurie's right. It's become such a popular pedestrian bike. I mean, I can't tell you how many people, well, we all know how many people are seen walking, especially in the evening, walking their dogs and everything up and
yeah.
down that road.
I've walked that road many times myself.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but everybody's concerned about all the traffic on Hawk and Breaker. So if you took all the north traffic and they didn't go on Hawk or Breakers, you'd be taking all those streets, all those cars
Yeah.
off those streets.
But
Yeah.
also, people keep saying the priority is pedestrians. It's being slowing everyone down, deprioritizing cars, and um, and I think that the pedestrian egress road supports all those concepts. And I mean, I haven't heard a lot of the people say, "Let's speed up the traffic getting out of town."
Well, it's not,
But-
I'm not sure speeding up is a good idea on that road. It's very
no,
slow.
And I don't know if the golf course is excited about having more people crossing back and forth between their
No,
baton
Either.
players and their
No, I
no,
bet they would be
events.
excited, but not in a good way.
Oh,
no,
You know,
it
they
was a
were very
road for
concerned.
35 or 40 years or something.
Why is
but
it?
it's not anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
Well, we
what's
don't
the
agree on this, that's for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me ask again, is this something we want? And
I think we could leave it in and highlight it as a point for community discussion.
Oh,
well, I
yeah,
mean, the whole thing is,
it already is. I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
that's what the whole thing is going to be.
so
That's why I
so
think it's worth debating.
so what so just this is a process question. So we get this done and we give it to the NCAC and what's the point of discuss so they do point of discussion or where does that occur?
okay, so we are meant to come up with what we think would be a good community plan. But Once we
Right.
come up with that, what we think might be a good one, based on some of the input we have had already, then the community gets a chance to look at it and say,
Yeah,
yes, or no. And so,
yeah. So we have the community discussions to go.
so we're just trying to agree amongst ourselves. Now, given the experience I had with the bylaws, uh, sometimes things change massively. Sometimes they're the same. I got to do the section membership. I thought that would be easy. That
Not
was
so.
not so. Okay, but anyway, that is the
So,
point, is that we will be
right,
reviewed, and so none of this is finalized. None of these.
right, right.
And I think
So
that you
the
can't have that discussion about traffic, egress, access, parking, all those things without including this possibility. I mean, I'm
So
not
you
saying I'm
right.
advocating
That's
it.
my
I'm just,
point.
yeah,
Okay,
you could
so
have a
So
discussion though that says, um, does the community have a like what are the community suggestions about uh changing any of the flow of the traffic? I mean, I know I've heard Rand, I've heard you at one point say that one of the hawks should be one way.
yeah.
And that's not in here. But I think there's as many people that oppose that concept as there are that would oppose this one. So I guess my
right.
question is, is this document supposed to enliven discussion? And are we hoping to have edit as many edits as possible throughout to fine tune it? Or are we trying to propose a document that we think the community actually accepts? And if we're going
So
for a document that the community actually accepts, I think that one's too controversial, personally, because I don't
I
think you have a
I
unanimous.
I I think there are a lot of people in Nesquin who like the roads exactly the way they are right now. They think it works, at least in the village. I can't speak for the hillside or South Beach, but in terms of the village, if we're going to propose in a community plan that we change the status quo of the traffic, then I agree with Lori that we should say, okay, people, now we're going to talk about changing the traffic flow in Nesco and highlight that, and that will get a response. I can be sure of it. So to me, it's like, and again, for a 20-year plan, presumably, I don't know, I'd have to ask Sarah this, but Guy, you may know, if we're going to change traffic flow in Nesco the fire department has a view. I believe property owners would have a view if it affects their property, i.e. the road goes in front of their house. I think there's a
Well,
requirement to be noticed.
Public Works has to approve it, and they
Right.
would have a
Yep.
process.
okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
so access to Highway 101 does not reflect what we're talking about. You're talking about traffic flow changes.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds
the
that
thing below it is specific to getting to Highway 1 and off Highway 101 from the village.
From the village or from North
Oh, other
Nesquin
places.
or other places? Nesquin North would actually be the major user of it, I would guess.
Yeah.
So it is traffic flow. And the other things and that's specific to the village. I don't think we're even talking about changing traffic flow anywhere else.
No, because it's all goes on to 101, which is
Yeah.
So do we want this whole thing or not? Because it's not access to Highway 101. It's traffic flow changes in the village.
yeah. And I think
I'd say no.
I'd say no.
okay.
Okay.
So
So,
the green that Tom moved from some other place needs to go back some other place because those things we do believe in and they do belong in the plan.
Where?
I could look it up just to where it was. But is there general consensus, or does everybody agree that we probably shouldn't touch this particular live wire?
Yes,
Well, I guess one question that
I am.
needs to be approached is are there access questions to Highway 101 that are different than the egress road that we need to address? And the one that came to my mind was all of the, if we are encouraging middle housing on the other side of 101, and if we want to have safer access to like the farmers market and stuff, is there anything we want to say about that? And I don't know enough about what the rules are to access a highway to be able to give any knowledgeable input about that. Sarah would know that better. But it's just a question that I have. Do we need to address access to 101 from any of the neighborhoods? I mean, South Beach is,
Wasn't
I
that
don't
in an
know.
earlier? Wasn't that in an earlier when I brought up the idea of because I think there was a point where where there was an idea of a sky bridge or whatever going over 101 and how
Mhm.
impractical. But I think I was saying earlier today that about there's other things that it's between our community and ODOT and NCAC uh, has been at times asked to approach. I think back 10 years ago, we approached ODOT to try to get the speed limit lowered anyways, coming through the village area, through the around the curve and that. But yeah, I think there are things that should be looked at, whether um, whatever signs could be put up, different signs, different speed limits, crosswalk delineation across 101 for people could see it. That this is a place where people walk. I mean, there's other things we can work with, but that's with ODOT, not the county. They don't have it. They don't care. I mean, they may care,
Well,
but they don't have anything to do with it.
okay,
So,
so we do have permission to cite things that are not the county's, but it wouldn't be
Oh yeah,
necessary, or could be, who knows? But
I,
yeah.
what do we want to call this thing?
yeah, well, I think this would be perhaps a place to say the community values safety and is in a unique position on Highway 101 and will work with ODOT to identify alternatives to support the community's value of highway safety for pedestrians. But I mean, I know Lincoln City has had these discussions with ODOT in the past because they're running a whole city split by a highway. It's a nightmare, and people have to cross that highway a lot in a much more intense traffic area. So I think setting the value as safety and community access, and
Yeah.
that flagging to the county, we're going to have this conversation with ODOT. We would encourage you to join us. And we're going to continue. I mean, part of what we want to set in motion here is something where people not just write a plan and put it on a shelf, but where people feel empowered to have a conversation with ODOT about the safety of people on the hillside in all 5 neighborhoods. And you could say it that simply. We intend to
Yeah.
have a conversation about safety with ODOT on a biennial basis, or pick your time. But a
Okay,
community plan can say,
So you could say minimize impact of 101 on all Nesquin neighborhoods.
That leaves, I mean, that could be environmental noise,
okay,
I mean, I think it's more to deal with
Traffic.
traffic.
It
okay.
could
Yeah.
minimize traffic impact of 101 on Nesquin neighborhoods.
As a policy statement.
As the title there where it now says traffic flow changes in the village. That was his latest. It did say access to 101.
Yeah.
So we're,
So I'm looking for a concise title first. Let's start with the title. What do we want to say?
Minimize minimize traffic impacts from 101 on Nesquin.
So one of the things, a title could be ensure safety for Nescoin community access, right?
That could be it.
And to be positive, because we don't want to start, once we start with minimize or stop or change or whatever, then ODOT comes
yeah.
with that framework. So we want a positive framework, and the value is safety of the community access.
Okay, so we're
And
not
so
going to
that could
solve
be the
this.
title, Tom.
Title needed. Because
Ensure community safe.
Who owns it?
Ensure safe community.
I think we're already at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we gotta,
Yep.
so
we can pick it up next time. We've made progress.
Okay, so title needed. Who owns it?
Lynn
And
just said
you
it.
were saying something.
Yep. I'll send you a title.
Okay,
And some of the content is going to have to change.
right.
So to put in context of this whole community plan, I got something earlier today. I sent it to you in an email. And it's from a travel magazine that came out that says, "Move over, Seattle. 4 unknown towns are Pacific Northwest biggest surprises." One of the 4 unknown towns that this travel magazine comes up with is, as yes, you can guess right now, Nescoin. And the line heading is, "No better place to do absolutely nothing."
What a recommendation. Yeah.
I've seen
So
that article.
I think that should be in the community plan. That's how we should lead it off. That should be the title of our community plan.
Great
No
place to
better
be.
place to do absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
I love it.
nothing.
Okay. So
On that note,
I thought I'd have a little, a little uplifting, say,
little
yeah,
hilarity
little right at the end. Yes.
at the end. Okay.
All
So
right.
we're
just,
I'm gonna put traffic impacts and then you make it whatever it needs to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll get you a title.
okay,
And
All
who's
right,
working on the
gang.
I gotta go
words?
cook dinner.
okay.
Oops.
Are we good?
We're good.
Okay. So anything else we need to cover we
Well,
already done that.
Yeah,
We got dates, so I guess we're
we're good.
okay.
okay,
So
we got,
the
Do
plan
we have
is,
any new assignments?
Yeah.
yes, just the ones
Got a
we've
couple.
noted.
Okay.
I'll go back through the assignments and see if there's anything that's missing that we didn't get input for on the assignments. And I will, hopefully within the next couple of days, I will put out version 35, revision 35,
okay,
and it will be what we work on next in terms of comments.
right,
Ran, you had comments that were before where we started to change, so those numbers shouldn't change.
okay.
So whatever you had written down for the changes, I assume you wrote them down with the line number, page number, yes?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
So that shouldn't change. So
Okay. These are early before, 7 and page 10. So
so
we
if you
did,
could go ahead and send those to me, I'll incorporate that as changes. So
okay,
we will review them as we go through it next time.
okay. All right, everyone, thank you. And have a good evening. And we'll get all the stuff out about the upcoming meetings and such.
Yeah, I would like to have the inputs by the Friday before the next meeting so that I can incorporate them when we talk about them live.
Okay. Sounds good.
That would be by the
Looking forward.
Thanks
23rd.
all.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Good luck with your new computer, Lynn.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks for the help. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.